And you have to look back in time. You know, boy, the economy's tough. Well, it was real tough back in the 20s, but those folks were visionaries, and they built this lake. You got to remember, your community would be much different without those visionaries. It's really time for you guys to step up and be the leaders here. We've worked really hard with you. We've really enjoyed being with you, and I hope to stay here and help you build this park for a long time. But really, it's not up to me right now. It's up to you folks.
Yeah, I think the key point to make here, number one, is this is already an operating park. There are already revenue streams. There's already operating budgets to maintain and mow. So we're building from an established base. The real challenge and the real opportunity is now having the city and the park district actually work together to look at all the varied revenue streams that relate to Nelson Park and to the lake and understand how those can be used to move the whole process forward more aggressively. So, and probably the last and equally most important thing is you finally have a plan that has public consensus behind it. And at the elected leadership level, at the state level, and at the federal level, that's the one thing they need to see.
I think the one thing that you heard a lot of was the fact about the city and the park working together. And City Manager Ryan McCready and Bill Clevenger, head of the parks, deserve the credit for putting this together. There's a lot of great things that are happening in Decatur, and I wish it was because I was the mayor. I don't have one damn thing to do with it. As hard as I try to take credit, I just can't get it. So I will tell you, though, that there's a lot of people in this room that have made these things happen. I can assure you that the council is working very, very hard to continue to see that this happens. Decatur deserves this. We deserve this. You know, they said one thing might be done in 20 years. I guess I won't see that. But wherever I am, I'll be glad it's opened. And I know that that's what we're going to try to do here. And I want all of you to please, if you're on the bubble, make a telephone call. Call a councilman, board member, Ryan, or any of the boards, and they will do everything they can to give you the answers. But this is something that we really, really deserve, and we really, really need. And I hope that I count on all of you to get behind this. Thank you.
In 1921, a group of Decatur leaders looked to the future, and they developed a lake. Here, 90 years later, we're asking you to stand up with us, and I'm going to ask the city staff and the mayor and the council to stand up with us right now. If you could stand, please. The park board to stand. If you're part of the park district staff and city staff that worked on this project, ask you to stand. This group is the new generation of leaders that has stood up for Decatur. And we're going to ask you today, and Greg and Chris have done a great job of laying it out there for you. We need help. So I'm going to ask you today, who else wants to stand up, be the next leader of the next group of leaders in Decatur that are going to go ahead and look to the future, develop a lake, and move Decatur to greatness. So if you want to join us, stand up.